Hey guys, welcome back to another interview. I've got Tim here. Thanks for coming on.
Hey Rob.
So just give them an overview of who you are, who Tim is.
I'm Tim. I'm 19. Currently unemployed. Haven't really done anything education-wise just yet. For the past couple years, I haven't really done anything.
Yeah.
Like anything. So it's strange. I don't really have much about me, which I suppose is what is about.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's more to what the past couple of years have been as well. So we'll get into that as well. So how are things at the moment?
I'm used to sort of saying, yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I suppose relative to other people, not great.
No.
Yeah, but I suppose right now it's better.
Okay. Like you're starting to see some improvements, or just some sort of finding your feet.
Yeah, gradual.
Yeah, gradual. Yeah.
Gradual improvements.
That's good. Do you mention it as like the core of everything is like extreme anxiety? Do you know when that kind of like started in the first place? Like relatively, when that started?
No.
Yeah.
Like, when I think about it, I can sort of think of instances in the past that I can, looking back on, I can tell I had a lot of anxiety going into it.
Yeah.
But the more I think about it, like there's more stuff before that I think about, and so I don't think there was ever really a defining moment where it was like, oh, okay, now that started.
Yeah.
It was just sort of there.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I didn't even know it was there.
Yeah.
So it's hard to pinpoint after the fact when it started.
Right. I think it's the same for me. I don't really know exactly when it's started, but I just kind of know when it got worse and worse, and when I started noticing that it wasn't normal in comparison to everyone else. Like it was taking so much control, and other people, everyone gets anxiety and gets nervous, but it was more controlling me and also like restricting me, and other people it was just like this little thing that they had. So I definitely understand that. How would you best describe it to someone who can't really empathize with that, I guess?
Well, it's kind of strange because in my situation, I sort of discounting the last couple of years, I never thought I had anxiety.
Yeah.
So what I was feeling, I interpreted completely wrong.
Yeah.
So I thought, an example, school, like there was a test that I didn't want to take.
Yeah.
So I had strong anxiety about that, but it didn't come out as anxiety.
Yeah.
It came out as, I just don't want to do it.
Yeah, okay. So it's kind of like something that was just restricting you from doing anything, I guess. So anything I had anxiety about, it wouldn't come out as anxiousness. It would just be, I don't want to do it. Yeah. So it made me feel like I was in control. Right.
Whereas I was just shit scared of something.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I was.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. When it did anyone around you notice it get to like a really noticeable point, or did you tell someone as soon as it got worse and worse?
No, because I didn't know. No one else really did.
Yeah.
Because I was so good at hiding it, I hid it from myself essentially.
Yeah.
So I think the sort of big indicators, especially to my parents, were when, you know, the school was getting, you know, involved and things like that, where it had more physical effects.
Okay.
Because they were a lot more noticeable.
Yeah. More of a curious question, but how did you like get kicked out of school? I'm wondering how that happened.
So it was sort of a mutual passing.
Yeah.
But essentially, I technically graduated year 11. I say technically because I made a deal with the deputy principal.
Yeah.
That if I attended my tests, I would pass.
Really?
Yeah. So I didn't even need to pass my tests.
That's a pretty good deal, actually. How you graduated? Like year 12 or just?
Just year 11.
Yeah. Right.
So then, the first term of year 12, I missed probably about 60% of it.
Right.
And in that 60% were exams.
Yeah.
So after that, the teachers and the deputy basically said, look, you can't stay here.
Yeah.
You're going to have to leave.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sort of how it went.
Yeah. Fair enough. Did when you were missing these tests, like where were you? Did you just like stay at home or just go do your own thing?
Literally just at home.
Yeah.
So my parents, I never like lied to my parents about not going to school. They always knew that I wasn't at school.
Yeah.
So it was the excuses that I came up with were physical. So it was like I feel sick or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which were lies.
Yeah.
But sort of had some truth to them.
Yeah.
In that I thought I was.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna like just add questions here now when I feel like it. If you know my answers, let me know. So like people around you, like your peers at school, did they ever, I guess, say anything about you like missing a lot of school, and yeah, did they ever, you know, get honest with that for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They noticed it.
Yeah.
But because I didn't really know why I was missing school, I didn't tell them.
Yeah.
So it was just like, oh, I'm just really sick.
Yeah.
Like, I actually got diagnosed with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah.
Which I don't have.
Yeah.
But because I was so sort of committed to the lie.
Yeah.
That I was even lying to doctors at that point.
Really? Wow.
It got to a point where even I was sort of thinking it.
Yeah.
So yes, they questioned why I was out of school so much, but it never really, like the truth wasn't ever there.
Yeah.
Because it was always just, oh, I'm sick.
Yeah, you just like fabricated in different ways. Yeah. Just so it could kind of work, staying at home. I guess how that came to be in the first place.
It sort of came from, I suppose, a lack of anything else to do.
Yeah.
So after leaving school, I didn't really have, because all my friends were still at school.
Yeah.
So I had no, well, that's sort of a separate story. But
yeah.
I didn't really have anything to do. So the only reason I had to really leave the house was my weekly appointment with my psychologist.
Yeah.
And that sort of, in the beginning I used to leave a bit more.
Yeah.
Like I would go with my mum to the supermarket or something like that. You know, I'd try to leave. But eventually it got to a point where I just had no real, want to leave.
Yeah.
It just became, okay, I just sit in my room.
Yeah.
Play video games.
Play video games, you were just sort of that. Yeah. Right. Did you in this time like lose sight of what your like passion was? Like, did you have something during school that you're like, oh, I want to do this when I'm older, or like that you were working towards, or did you kind of just lose sight of that?
Not really. That's something that I've sort of struggled with.
Yeah.
Like even before it really manifested itself, was that I didn't ever have like a set path to go through.
Yeah.
In life, it was like for some people it's like, oh, dad a tradie, I'll come tradie.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, like my parents were always, I don't want to say overly supportive, but it was a case of no matter what I wanted to do, they would support me.
Yeah.
So that sort of flooded me with choice, where it was like I could do anything.
Yeah.
Which I think was overwhelming.
Yes, so because back in like ages ago you didn't really have many options. Now you have so many, and you're like, oh, I don't know which one to even start with or start thinking about. Yeah.
So that sort of led me to never really have a set goal moving forward.
Yeah. Right. That was mainly the same for me. Like I was going through school, doing the normal wake up, go to school, do whatever was given to me, but I never had in the back of my head something I was really certain on. Like I had maybe like a personal trainer or I don't know. Like I had a couple of things in my head, but I never put anything in concrete until maybe like a couple of months ago, really, and that took so long. I think there should be more guidance in the younger years leading, like I think adolescence more, because when you're choosing what you actually want to do, it's like, because like you kind of get spoon-fed all the different things you do in your subjects, and you get given those things, but you don't have actually any guidance to choose what you want to do. Did you kind of bar yourself from like social media, or was that something that you were kind of like browsing a lot, and did that have like an impact at all?
I used to have sort of all the social medias when I was at school. So I had Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, those kind of things. I ended up getting banned off Instagram.
For what?
I told my friend to like kill himself or something. Very, very, very jokingly, and we both knew it.
Yeah.
But that got automatically flagged and got banned.
I can take that out if you want. You know,
I'm fine.
Yeah. Right.
It's to put it in context. We both knew.
Yeah.
Like
it was just a.
Don't say that to random people.
Yeah.
But yeah, that got me banned off that, and I was gonna make another account, but I sort of decided not to. And Snapchat I never really got into anyway.
Yeah.
So it just left me with Facebook. And sort of after leaving school, I used to go on a decent amount.
Yeah.
And it made me feel like shit.
Yeah.
Because I would see all these people that I used to be friends with.
Yeah.
Hanging out with other people that I used to be friends with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because I wasn't at school anymore, I didn't talk to them, so they didn't think about me. So I was never invited to anything. And it was just sort of it was really, shitty thinking about all my friends having fun while I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I sort of eventually trained myself not to use it.
Okay.
Which it took a while.
Yeah. Do you think that's been good, like for you?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So I still use Facebook, but it's mainly just I use it as more of a pick me up.
Yeah.
So bunch of shit posting groups, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Just like, sort of ridiculous fun.
Yeah.
That are like that aren't as depressing.
Yeah. Like this time at home, was it like how, like map out like a day kind of as you would wake up and like what you would do. Obviously, you'd be at home. But yeah, what was that kind of like the day in the life, I guess?
So a day in the life of Tim is a bit more of a night in the life of Tim.
Yeah.
It does change, but because I don't do anything that relates to other people, I don't need to be awake during the day.
Yeah.
So sometimes I wake up at normal times. Most of the time I'm waking up at 4 or 5 in the afternoon.
Right, okay.
And I'm going to bed at 7, 8 in the morning.
Okay, so it's completely switched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But during the time that I'm awake, I'll usually get up, get a glass of water, and then just sit in front of my computer.
Yeah.
And what I do in front of my computer isn't set. Like, I don't just play games, I don't just watch movies, but all I do is sit in front of my computer.
Right, okay.
Which does sometimes get boring.
Yeah.
But there is so much to do on the internet these days that it does fill my time pretty easily.
Okay. So how has the support from like your family been through all of this?
Not great. I don't think that's their fault. So my brother recently moved out.
Yeah.
So he's sort of not in the picture a whole lot anymore.
Yeah.
But my parents aren't emotional. They don't respond well to emotion. So I haven't really been able to connect with them too well.
Okay.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Like I've sort of come to terms with the fact that they're more of my, sort of physical support.
Yeah.
Right. So if I need something, they will always be there to provide that for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is sort of why I see a psychologist once a week.
Yeah.
To sort of have that sort of mental support along with it.
Okay. So you kind of addressed this earlier, but would you say you're like still in the thick of it, or you're moving forward? You're not finding your feet.
Well, it's probably yes.
Yeah.
In the short response. Long response is it's been so long that I don't really know what the thick of it is, because it's sort of all I've ever really known. But I'm certainly not the worst I've ever been right now.
Okay.
Which I see as a win.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, I'm still in the middle of it, certainly, but not too bad.
Yeah. This anxiety, was it something that did it affect like any social confrontation or like would you overthink just little things as like talking to people, or was it just kind of just in the back of your head?
Well, so the most common form of anxiety is social anxiety disorder.
Yeah.
Which I don't think I have. So that's essentially where sort of other people are the biggest problem for you. Which isn't for me.
Yeah.
But there are certainly fears that come from other people.
Yeah.
Because I think my biggest fear is failure.
Yes.
And there can be social failure, which does come from other people.
Yeah.
So it sort of has that element of a social anxiety to it.
Yeah.
But it's certainly not solely a social thing for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I could be, I don't know, even in a video game, like I could want to do something, but I'll get scared that I'll fuck it up.
Yeah, yeah.
But like in a video game, like you can try again, so it's less there, but it's sort of that thing in the back of your head saying, "Oh, you'll fuck it up." It gets to you.
Yeah. I can like definitely relate to that. There was I think it was mainly week periods where one thing would come up and I'm like, oh, I've got to deal with that, and then this thing would come up and then another thing, and I'd have like 10 different things on my mind, and I couldn't, one, figure out which was more important, two, couldn't figure out which ones were actually rational. I just knew that I had so many just things on my mind, and looking back, they were so stupid to worry about. Like some of it was just it was just like the most stupid. I can't think of one now, but it was just like the most like stupid things to think about. But it was all these different things that kept me from not wanting to do anything. And then I think I run those same patterns. I would just be at home most days if I didn't have to go to work or didn't have to go to school back when I was at school. So I feel that with just how it's just sitting in the back of your head, and then as soon as you reach to do something, it pulls you back, or as soon as you reach to actually start trying something, it pulls you back. I think describe the lowest point, or like a scary moment you've had with all of this, if there has been one.
So it was probably a year, 2 years ago probably. Where I was sort of beginning to realise what I was feeling, because, well, as I mentioned, my parents weren't emotional. Which, being raised by that, meant that I sort of never learned how to figure things out. But through this I have. So I was sort of beginning to learn things, and that wasn't a fun experience. I think it was necessary, but it certainly wasn't fun. So during that time, I spiraled very hard and very fast. It went from that was sort of the starting point of when I stopped doing a lot of things. And the moment I caught myself was when I was sort of inadvertently planning my own suicide. Which sort of, when I realised what I was doing, it fucking terrified me. Because I always thought that, I'm bad, but I'm okay. It's like, no, I'm not that bad, I'm not suicidal or anything. But then I sort of caught myself planning my own death. And that was, I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
It's like really scary. I think it's rare that people catch themselves in that state of mind. So it's good that even happened. Was there something that triggered that, or you just you just caught yourself?
Well, I was sort of covering it by sort of intellectualizing it, saying like, I'm just thinking about the sort of logistics of it or something. But in doing that, I was also thinking about how would I do it, and that's not healthy to do.
No.
So I think it was sort of just hit me at a point when I was doing it. That's like, okay, this isn't healthy. Like it doesn't matter why I think I'm thinking about it. I am thinking about it. So that needs to stop.
That needs to be addressed as well. Right. I think for me, I only caught myself in the middle of doing it, and again, like, that's just like terrifying, and it's just I don't know, there's no other really word for it. It's just terrifying, and you don't really know where to go from there. Like I woke up the next morning and I was like, okay, then what happens now? Like, is anything going to change? You know, am I just going to have another episode of this and then catch myself and then run that same pattern over and over again? So yeah, I definitely feel that. So again, to the third part, which we will go through some advice, some revelations and some reflection. Throughout this whole thing, has any activities or different things that have reached out to you as like therapeutic activities?
Video games, I think.
Yeah.
For some people, they can get to be a problem.
Yeah.
I think, especially nowadays with how they're designed, they can get quite addictive.
Yeah.
But in my case, it was sort of, I had nothing to do, or I had nothing I could do really.
Yeah.
So they were sort of the only thing that I had that wasn't me being with my thoughts.
Yeah.
So that was certainly a very good thing for me to be doing.
Okay.
Another thing I found was painting models.
Okay.
So small. I was painting Warhammer figurines.
Yeah.
But I just found the sort of act of painting very good.
Yeah.
Because especially on the models, it's very fine, precise stuff, so it required a lot of concentration, a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So I think anything that you can really focus on,
yeah,
is good.
Yeah, and put all your energy into, because it pushes the bad stuff like to the side for a moment and let me just work on this and put my focus on that. So I think speaking with a psychologist, speaking with friends, speaking with your family, is there any advice that has stuck out to you as just, good advice and also just like bad advice that, anything that's, stuck out to you?
Well, I haven't really received much advice.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone who was sort of involved with me knew that they didn't know what was happening to me.
Yeah.
So they didn't. I was lucky that they knew they couldn't really, help me by telling me what to do.
Yeah.
Which was good and bad, because it meant that, I didn't really have anyone telling me what to do.
Yeah.
So I had to figure it all out myself, but it also meant that no one was telling me the wrong things to do.
Yeah. Okay.
But it wasn't really advice, but one of the things that sort of hit me was when I told my psychologist that I was thinking of killing myself. He basically said, it's kind of funny looking back on, but he said, I bet you $10 you'll come back next week. Which was a bloody good response, because it got me laughing, which was good.
Yeah.
So,
that's actually good.
that was good.
Yeah. Right. That's actually good. I think it wouldn't be, but it's just something that catches you off guard. Stigmas and stereotypes you've heard surrounding your disorder, like anxiety. Not a whole lot, because I think anxiety and depression are sort of fairly widespread, I would say. Yes.
So knowledge about them is also fairly widespread.
Yeah.
But I suppose the biggest thing is that they aren't sort of definable things. So there's what's it called? major depressive disorder or something like that, which is definable. So there's criteria that you have to meet to be diagnosed with that.
Yeah.
But depression isn't necessarily diagnosable. So it has a sort of varying degree that it will affect people.
Okay.
I think that's the biggest one.
Okay.
Because sometimes it'll be like, someone will say, oh, I've been a bit depressed lately, and they'll say, you're not depressed, I'm depressed. It's like, it's shit like that, where it's like, different people have different experiences, and I think that sort of having, like, thinking about, especially anxiety and depression, as strict labels of things probably isn't a good idea.
Yeah. 100%.
Because they're sort of more, they're usually more symptoms of things.
Yeah.
So thinking of them as more of a sliding scale is probably a better idea to be doing.
Okay. Yeah. It's I agree, because both are you can just have patterns of them. Like, I was running patterns. I was never really diagnosed, but the clinical, like, psychologist that I was seeing, he identified that I was running patterns of anxiety. I was running patterns of depression, which was true. Like, I wasn't eating well, I wasn't sleeping well, I was not really seeing friends, I was working long hours, so I wasn't really in contact much in a friendly manner. Like, he could identify that I was running patterns, and I think that term is what we should be using more for mental health in general. Like, just because you're having a tough time doesn't mean that just defines you in that moment right there. It just how the different waves come, and also how you react is whether you're running patterns of anxiety or depression or even both. What is something that you would tell your younger self, knowing what you know now?
I'd probably tell him you're not special, which might sound a bit harsh, but I think a lot of my fear of failure came from thinking I was above failure.
Okay.
Which isn't good, to be that young and being, such a cocky little shit, essentially. Thinking, oh yeah, I'm better than everyone else.
Yeah.
So I think I needed grounding.
Yeah.
And sort of someone would slap me in the face and go, shut up, podcast.
Yeah.
But apart from that, also just be more mindful of emotions.
Okay.
Because, as I said, in my family, they weren't really a thing.
Yeah.
So just to sort of, I wouldn't even have to address them, right? Just acknowledge that they're there. That's got to be the advice I'd give.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. What is something that you can always come back to as you're grateful for it, and that just brightens your life, if you will?
I suppose most of the things I have, really, I'm grateful for. So whether that be family, my physical possessions, house, food, those kind of things.
Yeah.
There's nothing, I suppose, specifically that I'm overly grateful for. I think my psychologist would probably be the main one. because he's sort of changed the way that I think about emotion, which I think has been huge for my development.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's. And I don't think without him I could have really done that.
Yeah.
So that I'm very grateful for.
Okay. So what is something you know you can do better on this whole journey?
I think it's sort of the physiological stuff of eating better, sleeping at actual times.
Yeah.
Sort of probably doing more exercise, those kind of things. I think that a lot of people underestimate the impact that has on mental health. Because it's like depressive spirals can come from chemical imbalances. That's purely physical stuff can cause that.
Yeah.
So I think that's 100% something I could improve.
Yeah.
But saying that, it's different from actually doing it.
Yes.
So it's something I'm currently working to try and do.
Yeah.
But definitely somewhere that I'm improving at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. Here's a bit of advice from me. So and this isn't like a new concept, but there's this like artist that I follow, and he did like an album. It was called Swimming, and the whole concept was that he was, he wasn't drowning anymore. He was swimming in the issues and the adversity that he was facing, instead of just kind of sitting there and just like letting it happen. And so that's just my advice for you. It's obviously way easier said than done, and I catch myself sitting there drowning, sometimes doing nothing and not actually facing the issues. But those little wins, as in getting up out of bed, for me, my different versions of swimming for me is like going for a walk, at least seeing at least like one friend a week. All those things are fighting, I guess like the demons, and they become bigger than the waves that are crashing all around you, that are trying to drown you. So that's just my, I guess, advice for you to, just try to swim. But yeah, again, it is not something that's going to be solved in a couple of weeks or a couple of months or a year, a couple of years. It can take so long, but I just know that it's worth it when you come out of it at the end. So last question, what is the best advice from yourself you'd give, just for anyone out there who's feeling the same way?
I suppose to try and not be hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's I feel the anxiety towards things that even beforehand I can tell that it makes no sense to. Like this, for example.
Yeah.
I was quite nervous coming to this.
Me too. Yeah.
But I had no real rational reason to think that.
Yeah.
And because I'm quite a rational person, I tend to beat myself up a bit because of it. But it's like, stop being such an idiot. Like, you have no real reason to think that.
Yeah.
But, emotions aren't rational. And sometimes you gotta listen to them and actually sort of pay attention, deal with them, and sort of work with them to get things done.
Okay, yeah.
Which, once again, easier said than done.
Yeah.
But I think starting to get into that rhythm of actually listening to them, as opposed to just, beating yourself up and calling yourself an idiot is certainly a better way to do things, and that's sort of the best advice I have for people who are sort of like me, where it's that they prefer rational thinking over emotions.
Yeah.
Is that emotions have their place.
Yeah.
And to not disregard them.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet. I'll conclude it. Thank you for watching. Thanks for coming on. Did very well. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I hope you find something helpful from this, and hope you have a good day.